welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time seeing my video, kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe. You'd make my day. Today I'll be discussing peace of mind. When you look up the definition of peace of mind, the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines it as the feeling of being safe, of being protected. However, I prefer the definition from a British online dictionary, collinsdictionary.com, which describes peace of mind as the absence of worry. The reason why I like this description is that when looking at it is like, absence of worry, try again. That is never happening. Not in this lifetime, where there are bills to pay, where even when you're rich, you have to make sure that you maintain your status, where there's family to worry about, there's children to worry about. You have to make sure that you worry about your extended family, make sure everybody's okay, worry about your friends, worry about everything. There's no way in this life that you could be worry free. So that description, obviously, for most people would be like, try again, that's not the one. However, I'm here to tell you that it's actually possible to be worry-free. I know that sounds like I'm selling a dream, but it is. There are 8 ways, in my personal opinion, that you can cultivate a worry-free mindset. The first way that I believe that you can cultivate a worry-free mindset, and this is for those who are believers, those who are not, those who believe in a higher being, those who don't. This honestly is my personal opinion. I'm a believer, and I think that it has helped me, and it has helped a lot of other people cultivate a worry-free mindset. So the very first way to have a worry-free mindset is to build a personal relationship with God. The reason why I say that, having God, knowing Him, having a personal relationship with Him will grant you peace, is because in the Word of God, which is the Bible, there are various verses that tell us about God's peace and how He'll give us peace. I have 2 favorite verses that remind me every time that I'm about to despair, every time that something's happening in my life, that I should keep my peace. And the first one is Isaiah 26, verse 3. It says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." So basically what God is saying is, if you trust in me, if you believe that I can take care of you, I can do all things for you, I will keep you in perfect peace. I will give you peace. You won't have to worry, because obviously you're taking your worries and you're laying them at His feet. You're saying, hey God, you created me, and if you did, and I always say this, I say sometimes put God to test. Whether you believe or not, just decide, take this moment and say, hey God, if you truly created me, if you exist and you're there and you love me and you're the God that all these other people that say they have a relationship with are, if you are that God that they talk about, then I want to lay my worries at your feet. I want to see you work. I want to see you take care of me. And trust me, if this is what you do and you honestly believe and you honestly lay it at His feet, trust and believe, God will take care of you. I have experienced it, other people have experienced it. So, God's peace that He gives you comes from trusting and relying on Him. You know that He'll take care of it. You know that no matter what you do or don't do, what you need will be given. It will be provided for you. If you don't get something, you believe and you trust that it wasn't meant for you, it wasn't right for you, and you're like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. I didn't get it. It wasn't meant to be. But whatever is meant to be, whatever is for me, I will get. It will happen. It will manifest because it's meant for me. Second verse that I love is Philippians 4:6 that says, do not be anxious about anything. Guys, like, what a better promise than that? Don't be anxious. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on. Don't be worried. Don't be anxious. And it goes on to say, but in everything, in prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And these are 3 things that I pick out of there that enable me to keep my peace no matter what. The first one, it says, don't be anxious. So don't worry, don't fret, don't stress yourself. And even in the world itself, even religion aside, if you go see a therapist or anybody, the first thing they'll tell you is, don't let anxiety or worry or fear overtake you. Try to think about it, try to calm down. So it's comforting to me to know that even the Bible says, do not be anxious. The second part of it is, it says by prayer. So listen, you have a channel of communication. You can express your desires, you can express your fears, you can express everything that you want to someone who will actually listen. So by prayer, so pray about it. Are you worried? Pray about it. Something's going on in your life? Pray about it. Just pray. Really, you lose nothing by praying, so pray. The third one is supplication with thanksgiving. So, you're asking for these things and you're expressing why you want it, but also you're being thankful, because even as you're asking for those things, I'm sure that if you sat down for a moment and took inventory of your life, you'd realize that there's so many things that you'd asked for before, or that even you didn't ask for before, that you have. You're alive. You're well. All these things, I could just tell you off the top of my head, things for which you should be grateful. If you're watching this video, you can see. Hello, you're alive. Hello. All these things are things to be grateful for. You might not know where your next meal is coming from. You might not know how to take care of those bills, but trust me, you're still alive. That's a promise there. That's a promise that something could still happen. That's a promise that you still have the strength. That's a promise that you can still make it. So this is something to be grateful for, even while you're praying and asking for the other things that you need. And it says, let your requests be made known to God. Be made known. Tell him. Tell him, because he's willing to know your request. So these are verses that give me peace. However, there's a third one that for me embodies everything, that gives me the supreme peace of all times, and that enables me to rest in the knowledge that God's got me. And that verse is Jeremiah 29:11. Verse says, for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. The reason why this verse embodies everything for me, peace, comfort, protection, health, wealth, prosperity, long life, is because if God says he knows the plans that he has for you, therefore it means that even before you were created, there's another verse that says that, even before God formed you, he knew you. So God had a plan. So you just didn't happen. There's a reason why you're here. So why worry? If someone has a plan, obviously they will carry it out, and they'll carry it out to the fulfillment of the plan. So these verses together for me are a great source of peace. So even though life will come at you fast, you'll have reasons to worry. You might lose your job today. There's so many things that could happen. When I go back to my quiet place and I think about these verses, I realize, hey, why would you worry? God created you. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He has a plan for you of good and not evil, to bring you to an expected end. He says to ask with supplication, with thanksgiving, and he will listen. Why worry then? Just make your supplication known and just let God work. Let him do what he has to do. The second way to cultivate peace of mind is by practicing meditation. Again, for some people who are Christians, religious, it's, spending time with God, reflecting, praying, reading your Bible. For some other people, it's just taking control of anxiety and stress and just letting it go, being mindful, meditating, thinking about the things that are setting you off, and just trying to find what it is that triggers you. And, for some people, it's just being quiet, just being in the quiet and letting the thoughts drift. I would say, all in all, that just meditation and quiet time really is another way, like once in a day or any time that you're able to, just take a minute. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Just take a minute to just breathe, relax, and just, okay, all this is going on, but let me take a minute for myself and just relax. Breathe in, breathe out, and just listen to the sound of your breathing and just realize that, hey, I still have the breath of life. Everything's going to be okay. The third way that I cultivate peace of mind and that I keep it is by limiting the use of social media sometimes. So I have periods of times where I actually stay away from looking at my WhatsApp statuses, from looking at Instagram. I even had a period of time where I totally took myself off of Facebook because a lot was going on. I was seeing a lot of things, and I just felt like in that very moment, with everything else that was going on in my life, I didn't need that. Because there are many things that happen with social media. One, comparison, which is the thief of joy. We all know that. So you see things happening and sometimes you compare yourself. You're like, oh, I'm 30, she's 30. This is what's going on in her life. Again, I've said this in other videos. You never know what someone's going through. What people show you is not necessarily what it is. So to avoid that, sometimes you want to detox and stay away from social media. Or just the fact that you might see things and just feel like you need to keep up with a certain standard when you actually really don't. So social media and just validation, all of us just seeking validation. Posting, you post a picture, nobody likes it and you're frustrated, or you post a picture and someone makes a comment and you start thinking about that comment and you're like, what did the person mean? What was that? Did this person mean this? Did the person mean that? Should I ask them what they meant? Or just sometimes just seeing the negativity from other people. You might just scroll past a post, see something, and it totally angers you, and it honestly doesn't have anything to do with you, but you're just appalled. You're just looking at it like, why are people so wicked? Why would that person do that? Or just videos of abuse, videos of people fighting, news around the world. All these things are things that can unsettle you, that can make you lose your inner peace. So once in a while, it's good to just take social media and everything that comes with it in doses, and sometimes just detach yourself, and just take some time for yourself to renew your strength, because it takes strength to be on these social media streets. So sometimes go back, gather your strength, and then come back. The fourth way that I think is a great way to also keep your peace of mind is by letting go of the past. So many times our inner turmoil, our battles are all results of things that we have done, that have happened to us in the past. And we just, day after day after day, we just beat ourselves up. I shouldn't have done this. I should have done that. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Now, I always say this to my friends and people that I get the chance to talk to. The first thing is, you did it already. So it has happened, or someone did something to you already. So it has already happened. And this is not to invalidate anyone who's been abused sexually, emotionally, physically. I'm not invalidating your experience. It is real, it happened, and it's a real reason for you to feel or to act or to speak the way you speak. I understand it's a trauma, it's pain, it's okay. What I am saying is that you cannot dwell on it. You can't stay in that place. So, something I like to say is, if, for example, someone did something to you, do you want to remain in that place where that person put you by doing that to you? Or do you want to be able to free yourself from the shackles of whatever that thing was? I think anyone who thinks about deeply will realize, hey, I'd rather be free from those shackles. So continuing to dwell on the past and to blame yourself, say maybe someone was raped, they could keep saying, hey, had I not gone out that night, I wouldn't have gotten raped. Well, listen, you went out, as you should, because every human being had the right to go out, go wherever they want to go, do whatever they want to do. So you went out and this happened. Well, listen, it has already happened. Now, from what happened to you, what you should be thinking about is, what did I learn from that experience? What are my triggers? What do I want to stay away from now on? What do I want to do? Do I want to help other people, other victims of the same ill? Do I want to speak to people? Do I want to share my experience? Do I want to journal so that I can let it out? Do I want to go to therapy? Because that's another thing too. If something happened to you and you realize that it hurt you, it's best to think about how you can heal. And healing comes from therapy, comes from spirituality. Find ways to find your healing, because yes, someone did something to you, but it's your responsibility to find a way to heal. Yes, something happened, you did something to someone. Well, then ask for forgiveness if you can. If you can't, if it's something that you really cannot share, find ways to heal. If you have to go to a recovery meeting, if you have to find one person that you can confide in about it, find ways to let go. Letting go of the past is the best way to ensure that you have a better future, one in which you actually begin to regain your peace of mind. Demons are hard to battle in private. Find ways, seek outlets. These things help. The fifth thing that I do on a consistent basis is to try to not be offended easily. That's not to say that I am not hot-blooded. That's not to say that things don't hurt me or don't offend me. Actually, people who know me can attest to the fact that when I was much younger, in my 20s, I was the Lord delivered me from the spirit of anger. I used to get very angry and would say anything whenever I wanted to say it, would speak my mind. And I still have those tricks. Like Jesus is taking the wheel. I still get angry. However, what I decided after one of my episodes in which I did say things that I wish I never said till today, I decided that I was never ever gonna let my anger be a quick start kind of anger. So I wanted to make sure that even if I did ever get offended, or if I went overboard, or I did something, that I actually had reason. Now, that's not even to say that you ever have reason. That's not even to say that you ever have a reason to really, do certain things. I listen, I know that there are times where you're just like, ugh, and it happens to me all the time. However, it's better to be in a place where, okay, I'm not just going to get angry because my bread wasn't buttered right. I'm not going to get angry because someone spilled something. I'm not going to get angry because someone said something. You're not in control of what people say, what people do, but you're in control of your reaction. So you need to do that work of, not everything needs to make me angry. Not everything needs to get to me. Not everything needs to be the reason why I'm worked up, I'm upset, I have a bad day because, hey, this person did this, because this person was late, because this person drank and left a cup on the table, because this other person was screaming, because this person was running. Like, there has to be a place where you get to and you're like, hey, let me think about this. Why is this person doing this? Why is this person not doing this? And even if you don't want to think about it, just walking away from the situation, just stepping away from situations before you react. That is something that can help you, because the less you get angry, the more peace you have. Being angry all the time has its repercussions on human beings, in health, in just the state of your, not only your physical health, also the state of your mental health. So you want to stay away from being angry as much as possible. If you do have anger issues, again, therapy helps. And just finding ways to channel that anger so that, you're not fighting people, you're not always angry. Recently I found out that there are even smash rooms where you could go smash things to let out pent-up anger. So if you're at that level, please, they're online, book a session, do that so that you can renew yourself daily. However, jokes aside, really, anger itself is an emotion that you want to try to stay away from as much as possible. Even in the middle of something, just have a moment of mindfulness where you're just like, is it really worth it? Is it going to be worth it in 5 years? If it's not, bye. Child bye, boy bye, girl bye, sister bye, auntie bye, people bye. I'm out of here. The sixth way to keep your peace of mind is to pick your battles. Listen, girls, women, ladies, females, we're the ones this really, really, really applies to. So you guys already know. You guys know. We like trouble. Every single thing is cause for battle. We want to make sure that people understand us. We want to make sure that we're right. Listen, no, you have to listen to me. This is what it is. This is what it shouldn't be. Sometimes, just let it go. Just choose your battles. Someone's doing something, just walk away. He who runs away lives to fight another day. So even in like regular battles, sometimes just walk away. Go think about it. Is this battle really worth it? Should I really fight this? No, I shouldn't. All right. So, and in a sense, it even helps in people valuing your opinion or the things that you say, because then you're not talking too much. You're not always talking. You're not always fighting. You're not always making yourself heard. Once in a while, when you come out and you're like, okay, now I want to fight this battle because this one's too much. People are like, oh, okay. She don't usually talk. So if she's saying something today, we forced it. We did something wrong. We need to listen to her in this very moment. So that's another way that you can keep your inner peace of mind. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. Bye. The seventh way, guys, we're drawing to the end of these tips, and I hope that you're enjoying them so far. If you have any comments, if you have any ways that you want to, any ways that you keep your peace of mind, your inner peace of mind, and you want to add them down in the comments, feel free to do so. If there's anything you want me to discuss in my next video, please feel free to do so. Thank you. So as I was saying, the seventh way is to incorporate times of silence and solitude in your schedule. This goes for people who live in large families or in environments where there's people all the time. There's always noise. So I'm a strong believer in energy. And I feel like sometimes when there's too many people and too much energy around, it has a way of riling you up and setting you up to be in a place where you're very reactive because there's people around. So you get worked up very easily. Things will frustrate you. Like you'd be late and you'd be angry as if someone killed someone. So it's okay once in a while to just detach and just take a moment for yourself. Even if you have children. I know a lot of people say, oh my God, how am I going to do it? I have kids. Well, just figure it out. If either when they're taking a nap, even if it's 10 minutes, just take those 10 minutes, go somewhere, leave your phone alone, be in that room, be outside, even if it's a walk that you're taking for 5 minutes, breathe in that air. This is your moment. This is you. Appreciate yourself. Be kind to yourself. Tell yourself kind things. Love your presence. Because another thing is, if you cannot love being by yourself, you're going to have a hard time with other people. Either them loving you or you loving them. It's just going to be hard. So seek moments of solitude where you're actually alone, just a minute to yourself, to speak kindly, to love yourself, to tell yourself that you're worth it, that you deserve it, and to just enjoy that moment with yourself. The eighth and last way to cultivate peace of mind is to just accept that you are not in control of everything. Let go of control. You cannot control how people think. You can't control time. You can't control money. You can't control all these things all the time. Things come, things go. People come, people go. Let them go, let them come. Live your life as though everything outside of you has really nothing to do with you. You're just in control of your emotions and how you react. And how you react is by making sure you realize every day that as long as you have life, you can make it. As long as you have life, you can do it. As long as you have another chance, another day to live your life, there are things you can change, there are things you can do to make your life better. So let go of control. You cannot control everything. If things, even in your day, if things don't go as planned, just move on. You know, all right, I planned this, it didn't go as planned. Tomorrow is another day to try again. So guys, this brings me to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for being here. You're the reason why I'm doing this, and your support means a lot. So kindly go subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you in my next video.